Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a bubble of failure? Looking around, you see successful people while you feel like you're not accomplishing anything well. The frustration, the dread, the shame of not meeting your goals and aspirations can be overwhelming. What are we doing wrong? Why, despite our best efforts, do we still feel this way? Picture this. You put in the time, money, and effort, and even then the results don't come. You have the constant feeling of being stuck in life. But what if I told you that all is not lost, that there's always an opportunity to get up and move on? A year ago I felt defeated, but I found in Stoicism a new perspective. I understood that it's never too late to try again, and that we never really start from scratch. Each experience leaves us with a valuable lesson. I want to share with you how I have transformed my life and how you can too. In this video, I will not only teach you how to have confidence in yourself, but also the strength needed to achieve your goals. Stay with me, because the best is yet to come. Grab a pen and paper, because you'll need to write down some exercises that will change your life. Rule number 1, understand who you are. Not only do I want you to sit down and listen to what I have to say, but I also want you to do exercises with me so that you learn how to take the first steps in this great change. From today, that person with fear and without self-care will leave. The person you met yesterday will no longer be the same after this video. So after listening to what I have to tell you, I hope you come forward again, because you will be someone different, better, with more confidence, and with the tools to continue working on you and be able to help many other people. Well, I want you to ask yourself, are my actions guided by my deepest convictions, or do they simply reflect the expectations of others? Epictetus, a great sage of Stoicism, finds his essence in this profound introspection. It is not only about identifying our strengths and weaknesses, but about immersing ourselves in the core of our being. This deep self-awareness is the key that opens the doors to authentic self-confidence, a transformation that arises from within, aligning our actions with our true selves. Everyday life presents us with constant challenges, and our immediate reactions often define who we are. However, it's crucial to take a moment to reflect. Are our responses a genuine reflection of our beliefs, or simply knee-jerk reactions to external pressures? Developing self-confidence goes beyond being brave. It's about making choices that resonate with our essence, with who we really are. This authenticity is the seed of trust. When we act in harmony with our true selves, every decision reinforces our self-confidence. We cultivate a deep-rooted confidence, unwavering in the face of adversity. Socrates once said, "Know thyself." This phrase, considered one of the most important maxims of Western philosophy, invites us to embark on a journey of self-discovery to understand our strengths, weaknesses, and values. Self-awareness is the fundamental foundation for developing strong self-esteem and unwavering confidence in our abilities. Analyze well in depth what you consider to be your aptitudes, know yourself well, and develop those qualities to the fullest. Rule number 2, accept. Hand in hand with knowing yourself, we have to accept those things that embarrass us or make us feel like failures. Facing our insecurities with courage and transparency is an act of courage that allows us to grow and evolve as individuals. We should not hide or disguise our insecurities, but rather address them with honesty and determination. By openly acknowledging our weaknesses, we not only embrace our humanity and vulnerability, but we also give ourselves the opportunity to work on them and transform them into strengths. This process of self-knowledge and self-improvement can be carried out in a constructive way, where each step towards change is a step towards greater emotional maturity. For example, if we feel insecure about our physical appearance, it is healthy to admit it and then establish an action plan to improve our self-esteem. We can start by changing the negative self-talk to a more positive and affirming one, telling ourselves that every day we are more able to see our unique beauty and value ourselves for who we are. If interaction with authority figures, such as a boss, generates anxiety, it is essential to recognize this insecurity and look for strategies to communicate with confidence and professionalism, perhaps through preparation prior to meetings or requesting constructive feedback to improve. Similarly, if driving causes us fear, it is important to not only admit this fear, but also commit to consistent practice and driver education to gain confidence behind the wheel. The key is to set realistic goals and celebrate every small achievement, such as dedicating daily time to driving practice in a safe environment until the fear gradually dissipates. In short, speaking fearlessly about our insecurities and committing to change is a path to personal empowerment. By confronting our insecurities, we not only free ourselves from the chains of fear and doubt, but we also inspire others to do the same. It's a journey that requires patience, compassion for oneself, and the will to be better every day. With every insecurity we overcome, we not only transform ourselves internally, but we also project a light of possibility and hope into our surroundings, demonstrating that change is possible and that each of us has the power to overcome internal obstacles to reach our full potential. Rule number 3, be realistic. The discrepancy between what we expect and what actually happens can be a significant source of discontent. This gap, often invisible until confronted, is an abyss where frustration and anger find fertile ground to grow. When circumstances don't align with our desires or plans, it's natural to feel disillusioned. However, it is essential to recognize that these emotions are responses to our unfulfilled expectations. When facing situations that disturb us, it is helpful to take a moment to reflect internally. Ask yourself, what aspects of this situation have caused my frustration? Is reality so different from what I had imagined? In doing so, we can begin to understand that our emotional reactions are often an echo of our own mental projections. Maintaining realistic expectations is crucial for emotional health. While it is admirable to aspire to lofty goals, it is equally important to anchor those goals in reality. For example, football, like any other passion, can inspire dreams of greatness. However, it is unrealistic to expect to instantly become a legend of the sport like Lionel Messi without years of practice and dedication. Expecting such an instant transformation will only lead to disappointment. Instead, it's more beneficial to set progressive goals that recognize our current abilities and challenge us to constantly improve. By adjusting our expectations, we not only mitigate the possibility of disappointment, but we also allow ourselves to enjoy the process of growth and learning. Life is full of uncertainties and uncontrollable variables, and by accepting this, we can navigate its waters with greater serenity. Instead of clinging to the idea of what should be, we can find peace and contentment in what is. In the end, the gap between reality and expectations does not have to be an insurmountable abyss, but a space for understanding and personal adaptation. Rule number 4, transform selfishness into something that nurtures your future. Starting the path to healthy selfishness is essential in the pursuit of self-knowledge and self-worth. Often society has taught us that being selfish has a negative connotation. However, it is important to recognize that there is a form of selfishness that is beneficial and necessary for our emotional well-being. This kind of healthy selfishness invites us to prioritize our own needs, desires, and aspirations, which is critical to developing a strong and respectful relationship with oneself. By focusing on what truly satisfies us and makes us happy, we are in a better position to eventually serve and contribute to the well-being of others. Man's first duty is to himself. Oscar Wilde. It is crucial to learn to value what makes us feel complete and fulfilled, whether in the personal, professional, or emotional sphere. In doing so, we establish a frame of reference for our interactions with others, ensuring that our actions and decisions come from a place of authenticity and not obligation. By taking this stance, we give ourselves permission to reject requests or ideas that don't resonate with our values, or that don't contribute to our personal growth. By communicating our decisions with confidence and without the need to justify ourselves excessively, we convey to others that we have clear limits and that we are not willing to give in to manipulation or emotional blackmail. Making decisions based on our personal preferences and assuming the consequences of those decisions is an act of courage and self-affirmation. It is natural that at first this new way of acting seems uncomfortable or strange, but it is a feeling that we must learn to tolerate. Over time, this practice will lead us to experience a greater sense of freedom and self-confidence. As we become more familiar with this approach, we find that being selfish in healthy ways not only improves our quality of life, but also allows us to build more genuine and equitable relationships with those around us. In short, healthy egoism is not an end in itself, but a means to a fuller and more fulfilling life. By focusing on our own needs and wants, we not only benefit ourselves, but we also create an environment where we can offer our best to others. Therefore, it is an act of self-love that paradoxically enables us to love and care for others in a more effective and sincere way. There is nothing more selfish than not being true to oneself. Ralph Waldo Emerson. The American philosopher and poet invites us to be authentic and to defend our beliefs, even when they differ from those of others. Rule number 5, know your purpose. Discovering and embracing life's purpose is an odyssey that transforms every aspect of our existence. The certainty of knowing your direction in life is a fundamental pillar to strengthen your self-esteem and emotional well-being. But what happens if we lack direction? If we find ourselves at the mercy of the whims of fate, with no other direction than that dictated by chance? That is not a life worth living. You are destined for something greater, for a purpose that gives firmness and meaning to your existence, that clearly illuminates your passions and what truly matters. Living with purpose means using our abilities to achieve goals that we have consciously chosen, whether it is the goal of acquiring knowledge, raising and nurturing a family, starting and thriving in a business, providing solutions to scientific challenges, building a refuge for rest and recreation, or cultivating a full and lasting loving relationship. It is these goals that drive us, that demand the use of our ingenuity and talent, that infuse energy and purpose into our lives. Therefore, I invite you to reflect. What are the goals you want to achieve? What is it that inspires you to the depths of your being? I don't mean superficial goals you seek to impress others, but those visions that resonate with your deepest values and highest ideals. I propose a simple but powerful exercise. Take a moment of quiet. Use that pen and paper I asked for at the beginning of the video. Focus and write down your most authentic vision for your professional life. Contemplate the impact you want to make on the world. Forget about financial constraints for a moment. Don't worry about the economic potential of your vision at this stage. First, it's essential that you uncover that vision. Later on, there will be an opportunity to shape it and transform it into a viable company. It's rare for people to stop and consider, if my goal is to have a successful love relationship, what actions should I take? What does it take to build and maintain trust, intimacy, constant self-disclosure, passion, personal and mutual growth? Here are the essential questions to ask yourself. First, what do you really want in life? Second, what do you need to do to achieve it? What is the process to follow? Resolutions that are not accompanied by a concrete plan of action remain in limbo. They become mere unfulfilled desires, dreams that never materialize. It's crucial that when defining your goals, you also outline a detailed action plan that allows you to turn your aspirations into tangible realities. Only in this way, with a clear purpose and a defined strategy, will you be able to transcend mere fantasy and give life to your deepest desires. Rule number 6, don't compare yourself to someone else. It is essential to recognize that each individual is unique and possesses their own set of skills, talents, and life trajectories. Comparing yourself to others can be an unnecessary source of envy and discontent. Instead of measuring your value compared to others, focus on strengthening your self-esteem and self-confidence, accepting yourself as you are. It's unhealthy to compare yourself to those you perceive as superior, as this can lead to feelings of inferiority that don't reflect your true potential. For example, if you score a 7 on an exam, it can be discouraging to learn that many of your classmates have earned higher grades. However, it's important to remember that your performance shouldn't be viewed through the prism of others' grades. Similarly, those who earned lower grades also deserve recognition for their efforts. In another context, if you look in the mirror and feel dissatisfied with your appearance because you observe people with slimmer figures, it is crucial to remember that beauty and self-worth are not measured by weight or size. Do not compare yourself to anyone in this world. If you do, you will become vain or bitter. Seneca. This quote reminds us that comparison only takes us to negative extremes, whether it's arrogance or desolation. It's more constructive to celebrate your personal accomplishments and work toward your own goals, rather than constantly comparing yourself to others. Not only will this help you feel more confident in yourself, but it will also foster a more positive and productive mindset. In the end, what really matters is your personal growth, your happiness, and the path you choose to follow, regardless of how others may walk theirs. So the next time you find yourself making comparisons, remember that your worth is not determined by others, but by the richness of your character and the uniqueness of your being. And remember, there is nothing more miserable than wishing to be someone else. Rule number 7, dare to try new things. There is nothing to fear but fear itself. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Challenge yourself to take on new adventures and explore uncharted territories. It is essential that you face tasks that demand of you, that force you to leave the comfort of the familiar, that safe space where you feel that you have absolute control, known as the comfort zone. Venture to experiment with unprecedented activities, those that cause you fear, those that mean a transformation in your life. Consider changing your style with a new haircut. Immerse yourself in the thrill of rafting. Dress up in vibrant hues that catch the eye. Dare to show off a deep lipstick on your lips, and don't hesitate to meet someone who intimidates you. Dare to taste the exotic flavors of Indian food. In short, go on an adventure. Only through these experiences will you be able to discover that you possess a much greater capacity than you imagine to perform extraordinary actions that will enrich your life with joy and give you renewed self-confidence. And it is that, if you don't try something new, you'll never know what you're capable of. Life is full of opportunities to grow and learn, and each new experience is a door that opens to self-knowledge and self-acceptance. As you face the unknown and overcome obstacles, you realize that each challenge overcome is one more step on the ladder of your personal development. So whether you decide to enroll in a dance class, learn a new language, or even travel to a faraway country, every step you take outside of your comfort zone is a step toward a fuller, more fulfilled version of yourself. With every new skill you acquire, every new person you meet, and every new culture you experience, you will expand your horizons and strengthen your spirit. Life is an ongoing adventure, and each day offers the possibility to immerse yourself in new experiences that not only challenge you, but also transform you. So why not take the leap today and see how far you can go? Rule number 8, schedule a solo trip. Organizing a solo trip is an enriching and transformative experience that not only allows you to discover new destinations, but also to discover yourself. When embarking on a trip alone, you are faced with the challenge of making all the decisions for yourself, from choosing the destination to planning every detail of the itinerary. This complete autonomy in decision-making strengthens self-confidence as it forces you to trust your judgment and abilities. When planning a solo trip, you start by establishing a destination that intrigues you and motivates you to explore. It can be a quiet place close to nature or a bustling city that you've always wanted to visit. Then you research the place, learning about its culture, its gastronomy, and the places of interest that you can't miss. By doing so, you not only prepare for the journey, but you also expand your knowledge and appreciation for the wider world. Organizing your trip requires attention to detail, booking transportation, selecting accommodation, and planning daily activities. Every choice you make reflects your personal preferences and allows you to customize the travel experience to your tastes and pace. Plus, by traveling solo, you have the freedom to change your plans as you wish, giving you the flexibility to adapt to unexpected situations or follow your spontaneous impulses. As you travel, you find yourself navigating unfamiliar situations, which teaches you to be resilient and problem-solve independently. These accumulated experiences increase your self-efficacy and show you that you are capable of handling the unknown. With each passing day, your sense of self-confidence grows stronger as you've managed to organize and execute a trip on your own. To begin this adventure of self-discovery, you can plan a short weekend trip to a place not too far from your home. This allows you to experience the thrill of traveling alone without being too far from your comfort zone. Over time, as your confidence grows, you can venture to more distant and challenging destinations, expanding your horizons and building even greater confidence in your abilities. This is much more than just a getaway. It is an opportunity to grow personally, to face your fears and overcome them, and to gain a new perspective on life and yourself. Rule number 9. Be someone positive without bordering on toxicity. Self-confidence is a fundamental pillar in the psychology of personal development, and from a Stoic perspective, it is considered an essential virtue for a full and rational life. Positivity, understood as an attitude of optimism and confidence towards oneself and the future, can be a powerful engine for personal growth. However, it's crucial to distinguish between healthy positivity and toxic optimism. Toxic optimism manifests itself when the reality of negative or challenging situations is ignored, suppressing genuine emotions and avoiding recognition of real problems. Fostering self-confidence involves recognizing and accepting both one's strengths and limitations. This entails a process of self-knowledge that allows the person to set realistic and achievable goals, which in turn reinforces self-efficacy. Self-efficacy, or the belief in one's ability to execute the actions necessary to manage future situations, is a central concept in Bandura's social cognitive theory. This belief is nourished by experiences of success, but also by the learning that arises from facing failures. In contrast, Stoicism promotes the idea that true self-confidence is based on the acceptance that we have no control over external events, only over our own responses and attitudes. The Stoics teach that we should focus on improving our character and virtue, which includes practicing moderation in our emotions and expectations. Positivity, from this perspective, is not a rejection of life's difficulties, but a serene acceptance of them, accompanied by the commitment to act in accordance with reason and personal ethics. The integration of these approaches suggests that healthy self-confidence is built on the foundation of realistic positivity. This means celebrating achievements without denying the possibility of failure and maintaining an attitude of learning and openness in the face of mistakes and setbacks. Self-confidence should not depend on the denial of vulnerability or the artificial inflation of personal capabilities, but on a clear and honest understanding of our abilities and limitations. Therefore, to foster genuine self-confidence and avoid falling into toxic behaviors, it is essential to develop emotional resilience. This involves the ability to bounce back from difficulties, maintain a balanced perspective in the face of challenges, and cultivate an attitude of gratitude and compassion both toward oneself and others. Resilience allows us to face life with a positivity that is both strong and flexible, able to withstand onslaught without breaking. It is a combination of self-acceptance, constant striving for self-improvement, and a stoic attitude of acceptance of what is out of our control, while striving to act virtuously on what we can influence. Remember that, according to Epictetus, it is not what happens to us, but how we interpret what happens to us that determines our happiness or unhappiness. Rule number 10. Exercise, take care of your physique, and eat healthily. Exercise and healthy eating are critical to psychological well-being and self-confidence, which have been widely studied and supported by modern psychology. Regular physical exercise not only improves cardiovascular health and muscle strength, but also has positive effects on the mind. Physical activity increases the release of endorphins, known as the hormones of happiness, which generate a feeling of euphoria and reduce the perception of pain. In addition, exercise can act as a natural antidepressant, relieving symptoms of depression and anxiety, and promoting an improvement in mood and self-esteem. Healthy eating complements these benefits by providing the body with the nutrients necessary for its optimal functioning. A balanced diet directly influences cognitive function and mood, as the brain relies on a constant supply of energy and specific nutrients to operate efficiently. For example, omega-3 fatty acids, present in foods such as fish and nuts, are associated with reduced risk of mood disorders. From the Stoic perspective, taking care of the body and mind is essential for the development of virtue and wisdom. The Stoics believed in living in harmony with nature, which includes taking care of the physical temple that is the human body. Physical exercise, in this sense, is not only an activity to improve physical appearance, but a discipline that strengthens the will and self-control. By facing and overcoming physical challenges, resilience and the ability to handle adversity with serenity and determination are cultivated. Socrates, a precursor of philosophy, saw exercise as a path to virtue. It was not simply about maintaining physical health, but about developing personal discipline and self-control. By subjecting the body to physical efforts, the will is strengthened, and we learn to tolerate pain and discomfort, preparing ourselves to face the challenges of life with a stoic attitude of acceptance and inner tranquility. Rule number 11, laugh more. Scientific studies have extensively explored the effects of laughter on emotional and physical well-being, revealing that this instinctive and contagious act not only elevates mood and happiness, but also strengthens trust and social connections. Laughter triggers the release of endorphins, known as the hormones of happiness, which naturally promote a feeling of euphoria and pain relief. In addition, laughing can improve immune function, reduce the body's stress response, and relax muscles, contributing to better overall health and a more positive attitude toward life. Laughter also plays a crucial role in social interactions, acting as a social glue that binds people together. By sharing a laugh, people can break down barriers, decrease tensions, and build stronger, more meaningful relationships. From a psychological perspective, laughter can act as a coping mechanism, helping people handle difficult situations and see problems from a lighter, more manageable perspective. Scientifically, laughter has been shown to have a positive impact on the brain and body. For example, studies have found that laughter can increase and then decrease blood pressure, which can reduce the risk of heart disease. It has also been observed that laughter can improve breathing, as it acts similarly to a deep breathing exercise, which is beneficial for lung function and oxygenation of the body. In the emotional realm, laughing can act as a releaser of emotional tension, allowing people to release and express emotions that might otherwise be repressed. This can be particularly therapeutic and provide a sense of relief and mental clarity. Laughter can also boost self-esteem and confidence, as people who laugh frequently may feel more relaxed and comfortable in their own skin. So yes, my final advice is this: laugh and enjoy life, because it is only one, and we cannot live wasting it in trying to be happy, when being happy is a super simple thing. Leave the bad mood, leave the complaints, leave the sadness aside, because that will only slow you down. It will slow down that great potential you have. Well, for more tips like this, you just have to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. If you have someone you know who needs these tips, share this video to help them. You can contribute to the Stoic family continuing to grow by liking the video as well. That's all for today. See you in the next Stoic intervention.